Our work in this class involves an introduction to the study of our chakra or energy center system in our body, and then building our network of inspirational and guidance. So, fine tuning our daily practices and our class project, these are all tools used in living our purpose. As I was thinking about this penchant I have for sharing tools, it took me back to my own childhood. My father was a tool and die maker. He grew up in a farm in northern Wisconsin, and the tools there were a plow, horses. Then he moved to Milwaukee. He became a tool and die maker. But he also had in our basement multiple toolboxes. And that covered working with carpentry, plumbing, shoemaking. And I saw him build the upstairs of our house and handle all things mechanical. And it was always fascinating to me and an honor to learn how to use tools. So I think that's why I'm so happy when I can introduce and share new tools. And now my Father, Heavenly Father, if you will, has been giving me new tools as soon as I got into being a teacher and on the spiritual path. And today, the tools that I'm going to share with you, some of you know already or have some exposure to, but we can always learn new ways to use these tools. And that's what excites me. Now, to set the tone of our work, I like to begin with a centering exercise and an invocation. This is a circular breathing exercise, which again is another tool that I like a lot to connect with Source as our guide in our work for this next month. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and focus on a ball of radiant life energy at the base of your spine. Now, notice what color that ball of light energy is right now. There's no right or wrong color. Some people see colors very easily, and for other people, it's more intuitive. So, whatever it is for you, let yourself tune into that color right now. Breathe with it. Now, as you inhale, bring that ball of light colored energy up your back and send that healing color through each vertebrae to every cell in your body as you inhale up the base of your spine to the top of your head. On the exhale, let that ball of energy descend down the front of your body, sending nurturing, life-affirming energy to every vital organ. Continue inhaling up the back, exhaling down the front, and see the energy field around your body begin to glow with your radiant color. You're bathing yourself, as it were, in this light coloring energy. Now bring your attention to the center of this cocoon of safety and light that you've created with your breath and your intention, and with reverence, enter your sacred heart. This is the inner sanctum of your sanctuary in which you can have most direct contact with your inner guidings. Now leave your mind outside of your sacred heart for a moment and ask from your source, whatever you call source for you, God, Allah, universe, spirit, that which you resonate most as the source of this life for you. Ask of your source, what is most important for me to take from our work in learning about filling and balancing our energy centers and inviting inspirational elements in to support us more fully? Again, ask your source what's most important in studying the energy centers and circle of guides that we create today. Listen with your heart, not your mind. So when you listen with your heart, take whatever comes. It can be words or feelings or just an inner sense, which is a seed for the mystery of growth that is planted by your higher self to be here and to resonate in your core. So take whatever comes for you and affirm that you will be supported in this growth by this process and this community, just as you are here to support others in their growth by having your loving and open presence with everyone as best you can. Thanks, Source. And with several deep and clearing breaths, bring yourself back to the group and witness your companions and their shining radiance with the eyes of love. So that is one of the outcomes that I love of working in community is we get to let our radiance shine and be seen. And that it's safe enough, that we create a safe place to do that. So this dedication opens the doors of our hearts to learning on a spiritual level that which our minds may find unusual or even scary. But ultimately, it will give us more peace and support than it imagined it could have. Our minds are not the enemy. They are, again, a tool that we have. And much like a dog, they feel safer when they're trained, when they know what the boundaries are. When you know what your mind is there to do, which is to help you keep things in order, create your schedule, and so on, it's not there to tell you who you are or your purpose in life. In fact, it'll be useful in our study of our energy centers or chakras. The purpose here is to understand the energy centers that correspond to major nerve plexi in our body, to learn and to practice simple physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual exercises that we can do to bring our personal chakra system into balance, to maximize our vitality, productivity, and joy. So we're going to build upon each month what we've done to truly grow in this mastery for the rest of our course. And we're going to use the support of like-spirited spiritual companions to help us stay on course. And as forewarned, we're going to develop more tools with which we'll continue to stay on the course of living our purpose for the rest of our lives. Now, here's a diagram of the correspondence of chakras to the major nerve plexuses in our body. So you will see here that when we talk about chakras, you may have heard of this, and it's like, oh, this is something some yogis dreamt up a long time ago, and it's just an ancient superstition. No, these energy centers that have been studied for thousands of years do correspond to nerve plexi in our body. So right from the bottom, the sacral area, that has to do with our basic security there, and you can read each one as you go up. This has to do with the correspondence between the energy centers on the outside and the nerve systems on the inside of our body. And these have been developed by people who have done dedicated study to this over thousands of years. We're going to take this 4 months to being studying things that, well, I've taught courses on energy centers that are 7 or 8 months long. But we're going to condense them for the purpose of our course here so that you will pick up what's useful and what you need in the course of our time. The word chakra corresponds to the Sanskrit word for wheel. Now, a major text I used when I was teaching introductory chakra courses was Anodea Judith's The Wheels of Life. Ancient studies of nature revealed repeating patterns in creation of mineral, plant, and human forms. The wheel or flower of life pattern is shown here in several plant and animal forms. A species of rhizomes, a starfish, lichen, and a sea urchin. So this flower of life has been seen throughout nature. And we have created these vortices of energy for the human body. It's like we've been given this incredible, highly advanced evolutionary vehicle called our body. And we're just beginning to learn how it operates. And that's part of our course here, is learning how to fine-tune the operation of our energy centers. So energy centers in the human are not physical entities. They're not like an organic appendage, but they're rather energy vortices that correspond to the functions in the human energy network that manifest in our attitudes, in our virtues, our characteristics, and behaviors. Now, these are cross-cultural and cross-generational for thousands of years. For our purposes in this class, however, we're going to look at the patterns of human functioning most relevant to our current lives and life work. I'm not asking you to believe in or manufacture feelings around these energy centers, but be willing to experience whatever shifts may occur in your self-awareness and energetic expressions that you choose to improve in your life during our time together, regardless whether you attribute these changes to chakra work or just self-suggestion. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Be willing to experiment and take what works for you. Again, here is an artistic representation of these energy centers represented as 7 lotuses from ancient traditions. And again, each of these graphics are designed over millennia, and they represent some of the functioning of that chakra. We are going to look over the next 4 classes at the specific functioning and how it is operating in your life and how you can fine tune it. So a chakra is a spinning vortex of activity created by the presence of consciousness within the physical body. So the body is an energy conducting system, and the chakras are a result of major flows of energy within this system. So we're going to look more at that in our next class, how they get created. For now, know that chakras are centers of organization for the reception, assimilation, and expression of life force energy. They are chambers in the temple of our body. Later in this class, today, we will be installing personal guides into our chakras. The chakras are stepping stones along the central channel that connects heaven and earth, mind and body, spirit and matter. They're your personal rainbow bridge. Again, here's another graphic. Again, many of you have seen this before. If you haven't, these are the colors associated with the various chakra systems. So I asked today for you to begin with envisioning a ball of colored light. And right here, you might tell what part of your system was asking for some attention being shown here.